Who's yelling at you, Sean Hannity? Who's telling you what to say, and why are you such a fraud?
Somebody advised Joe Biden to give pardons to everybody but him. They wanted to take care of it. Yeah, but Sean, they wanted to. I don't care.
They're yelling at me.
This is more important.
Proof that Sean Hannity is a total fraud. I've had issues with Sean Hannity for years. He's not his own man. He's totally controlled by the higher powers at Fox News, and ultimately he's controlled by paycheck, money, status, fame, all the wrong things, and that's not who he portrays himself to be at all. He got the first interview with President Trump the other day. It was on full display there. I'll break that down for you, but I want to lead up to it with some real dandies from him over the past few years. Number one, he shilled for the COVID vaccine, of course.
And it absolutely makes sense for many Americans to get vaccinated. I believe in science. I believe in the science of vaccination.
Then he came out like a year later and he was like, oh, I was forced to tell my audience to take the vaccine. Poor me.
The amount of pressure that was brought to bear on me to push my audience into taking a vaccination was inordinate.
Fox News didn't want anyone talking about the shenanigans of the 2020 election, and Sean Hannity was going to make sure he followed those orders. He texted White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to tell Trump to never talk about the 2020 election again. In January 2021, he also texted White House spokesperson Kayleigh McEnany with bullet points of what he told Trump on a phone call. No more stolen election talk. Pardon Hunter Biden. Apologize to Mike Pence. Attend Joe Biden's inauguration. Great advice, Sean Hannity. Please subscribe and turn on notifications for the Matthews Report. I work hard to give you stories and perspectives that you won't find anywhere else. This past summer, when the media was foaming about Trump being a dictator and Trump seeking retribution, Sean Hannity ate that up and took every chance he could to set Trump up with dumb questions about it when he interviewed him.
People are claiming you want retribution. People are claiming you want what has happened to you done to Democrats. Would you do that ever?
It has to stop because.
Wait a minute. I want to hear that again. It has to stop.
Well, it does have to stop because we're not going to have a country.
And if you're elected, what does that mean? Define that. Focus on those that want people to believe that you want retribution, that you will use the system of justice to go after your political enemies.
I'll spare you the clip of this, but he loves to have Stephen A. Smith on so they can be best friends and brag to each other about how much money they make. He also always has on this CIA lapel pin. I don't know what this means, and I'm not going to get into it too much, but it's a CIA lapel pin, and he always wears it. Here's Hannity desperately trying to interrupt, change the subject, and say they, people over his shoulder, are telling him to move on when Trump was trying to talk about Joe Biden not pardoning himself and asking the question of who the heck was running the White House over the past 4 years.
Joe Biden has very bad advisors. Somebody advised Joe Biden to give pardons to everybody but him. They wanted to take care of it. Yeah, but Sean, they wanted to. I don't care.
They're yelling at me.
This is more important because right now the economy is going to do great.
I want to know about
I'm here, so but you have to understand, he had bad advisors on almost everything.
If you watch Sean Hannity's coverage over the past 4 years, he was always blaming Joe Biden. Joe Biden did this, Joe Biden did that, when anyone with eyes could see that Joe Biden was a demented old man who wasn't doing anything, and there was other people running the show. All these people got pardons, and Trump was trying to ask the real question, which Sean Hannity obviously did not want him talking about. That's number one. Number two, who's the they? Who's yelling at him? Who's telling him what to do? Who's telling him what to say? Sean Hannity, I don't care how much money you've made, how long you've been on the air, how big of a star you are. I respect real, authentic people who think for themselves, and you're not one of them. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, and on your way out the door, please enjoy this beautiful compilation of Democrats saying that we need illegal immigrants to pick the crops and clean the toilets.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh,
And the people. The people who pick our crops.
he's going to deport 20 million people, the people who pick your crops, the people who process your meat.
This country needs immigrants to survive. Immigrants pick the food we eat.
Want that our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many immigrants, many illegal immigrants.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.